Hello everyone. In case you've forgotten, my name is Trent, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my goals for 2025 and how those went, and how I'm kind of reshaping those goals and creating new ones to organize my 2026. So without further ado, okay, so here I have organized in Notion my 2025 goals. I haven't edited it in a while, but I guess we can just look at what I did, what I failed. Um, so overall, I mean, it was it, a success. Most of my goals were completed. There's some here that I failed, but yeah. So one of like the goals that came first was benching 225 before my friend Jaden, and I got that pretty early on in the year, it was a few months in. But one thing that I kind of failed with in some ways is was I wanted to build new goals on top of what I already had throughout the year, like smaller goals, to keep progressing. And I kind of failed with that with bench because immediately after it just plummeted, um, and it kind of stagnated for a while. And I've gotten it back up just at the end of the year, and so I kind of I feel like I still met my personal goal of setting new goals basically and checking my progress. It just took time. Shortly after that, I was all my academic decathlon related stuff. So if my last video was 9 months ago, then I guess you guys probably haven't been updated on how academic decathlon went. So we won state as a team, and at nationals we got third place overall. I was first place varsity, so those are two successes here. And then here are my three other ACTEC goals. I wanted to beat the overall scholastic at nationals, at least second place team at nationals, and then first place overall at state, which I think, oh, as an individual. Yeah. So all of these goals I failed here were failures, but I was still motivated to achieve them, which, because I was still working towards them, I got very close results, um, and I was still happy with it. And sometimes circumstance gets in the way. You get unlucky a bit, like what happened to me. I got a little unlucky with some things at nationals, but I still put in the work and got good results, so that's what really matters. And then my fitness goals. So it's what I had. There was a bench 225 I already spoke about. Um, and then I had the front and middle splits. So I really wanted to work on hip mobility, and I did. I worked on my hip mobility throughout the year, but I think this was just a poor choice in my goal because hip mobility is something that I wanted, but the splits itself was kind of just what I chose as like a hip mobility feat that would be a testament to my progress in my work. But it wasn't something that I felt particularly motivated to do, and so I didn't really work on it throughout the year. Um, I put unlikely near the end of the year because I was like, I don't think that's gonna fit when it was in the to do or doing. Um, And then I had something else. Did I not have a pool related goal? I guess not. Um, so becoming generally more flexible and stronger. This is something that I was unsure I was gonna achieve because, like what I was talking about with my bench plummeting in the summer, like the start of the fall semester, I really didn't think that things that I was gonna progress because I hadn't been progressing. I had been stagnant. I dropped down a bunch and then I was stagnant. Um, and so I had a little confidence, but I was really able to put in the work the later half of the year, and that's where a lot of progress is made. Not just in my fitness, another health related goal is eating healthier and start meal prepping, which I failed at because I didn't need to do that because I had dining halls at UT that were amazing. Though I didn't, this isn't in my goals for next year, but I do want to start doing that next summer while I'm here because it's very easy to eat bad, when not getting food from the dining hall. My perspective is when there's like yummy, healthy options in like readily available to me at the dining halls, I have no reason to not eat healthy. I mean, there's yummy stuff there that isn't healthy, but there's also tasty stuff that is healthy, so that there's no, and I don't feel incentivized to eat bad. Um, what should I talk about next? My academic goals, I guess. Straight A's first semester of college. Holy grind. I didn't think I was gonna get it. Um, Mainly because my Arabic class, which I took and I'm continuing to take um the next class in that path. But homework every day in that class, and I missed some. I really did think I was gonna get it, but I ended off with not just A's, but not like A minus, but like A flats. We don't have A plus. So I got like 95s. That was something I'm really proud of. Something that's gonna be really hard to keep up, that 4.0. But I want it. High school goals. My high school academic goals. I got an A in dual credit English, which didn't really matter. 'Cause I thought it might affect my transcript at UT. It won't. Um, Fives on AP. I got a four on BC. I remember when I wrote the goal, it's like a four or here and there is okay. A four on BC is going to be treated the exact same as a five credit wise, so it doesn't bother me. I graduated on time, which I almost didn't because of my freak butt uh, counselor who. Anyways, that's a side note. Um, yeah, an A on ramp physics, I didn't get that, but the credit wouldn't have mattered anyways. I didn't want to accept the credit because it did matter to UT transcript as a UT. It was like a UT dual enrollment class, but I need I need to get I need to take different physics classes for my major, so that in the end was okay, and I didn't achieve it be, because partially because my focus on academic decathlon, which allowed me to reap many benefits and was just overall very good for me. We can talk about Spanish and languages. I went to Peru, which meant I had to like work for money and stuff, but um, yeah, and that was an amazing time. Um, while I didn't get my B1, for those not familiar, B1 and B2, these are levels of language proficiency on like it's called the Cepher scale. It goes A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. Um, I was like an A2. I would probably say I still am. Um, but I was able to communicate well in Peru. Um, so I was happy about that. I had a great time. So yeah, B1 in Spanish by Peru was kind of, or like not achieving that was kind of just a lack of focus because I had time after ACTEC. ACTEC ended like early May, and Peru was 2 months from then. So I definitely had the time as like a high A2 to reach B1, but I just was lazy with it. Didn't really practice. And then B2 by the end of the year, not upset at all. B1 in Spanish was a lack of discipline. B2 was because I'm taking the Arabic classes, so my focus wasn't on Spanish anymore. Um, Yeah, and I will talk about more about that the Arabic in my 2026 goals. So then we have some kind of smaller, more general goals. Did a readathon, which is like 24 hours of reading with a bunch of friends. Did multiple of those because my girlfriend hosts them and they're really fun. Read some quality literature with my girlfriend. That's she put that on my goal list, and yeah, spending great quality time with her, and our relationship is doing amazing. A great last semester and summer with my friends. force Fiona to write. Yeah, basically being her accountability buddy, which I'm doing more so now near the end of the year, but I've started. Yeah, spend time with friends and family in San Antonio on Thanksgiving and Christmas. That was kind of a given, so it was a little silly that I put that, but I guess it was kind of sweet. Um, well, it was a deciding factor, and in the fact that I almost went to Austin with my girlfriend to visit her uncle and aunt with her family for Christmas, but partially because I wrote this, I was like, I should be with my family. So I did that. Read a little more than 10 now. Actually, maybe it was 11, maybe 12 books. Um, yeah, read that many books this year. Gonna try and do that next year. Find new hobbies and passions. That that was I'm really glad I put that. Because it helped motivate me in the summer to explore climbing with my brothers, and I just fell in love with it, and I love climbing. So I guess that's a new development that since the last video. It started in like June, late or mid June. But yeah, I've totally fallen in love with climbing. It's kind of my focus regarding fitness now, and I'll talk again more about that in 2026 goals. But um, I'm so glad that I put that on there because it motivated me to actually, get into the hobby. Um, and then branching out, making new connections in college. Yeah, I made new friends, my roommate, and kind of enter this friend group. It was really helpful being as a freshman, being in like the same classes as other people in my major or in related majors. So that was very nice. And then yeah, I already talked about eating healthier. Is there anything else? Oh, this stuff over here. Um, but develop and follow a time management system. Again, I put like a little note more recently. I use Google Calendar now, which might be enough. I don't have anything that serious. I use Google Calendar. I mean, I'm not using it right now because of break. But if we go back, I had yeah, I had my classes, and then any like think due dates and stuff I throw on there. So I guess I did develop a time management system. I guess I should put that one in done. And then coming up, I have this. Uh, but maybe I'll put that in done. It's not what I envisioned when I made that goal, but it's something. Um, Consume Instagram and other social media less. That one it's tricky because I don't have a benchmark at the start of the year on how much I was consuming Instagram. And um during this last semester, my phone stopped working and I adopted my brother's old flip phone. It's a Cat. I'll show you guys. Cat S22 flip phone. And it kind of works like a normal phone, except it's kind of just a little more inconvenient, which is nice because I can't really use Instagram and stuff on there. But and like YouTube, I can't really scroll. But Instagram is something that it's like how I stay connected with my friends, and I spend a lot of time talking on there, texting and stuff. So I use it a lot on my computer. Um, so I don't re and I feel like I sink a lot of time into it. So I'm planning to address that this next year, but I don't really know if I achieve this goal or not. So it's kind of So I guess with that we can go into the 2026 goals. So these are just like all my goals that I had, but separated on different pages. If I want to like write notes about them or whatever. Um, yeah, so I have these organized with like little emojis. The first two goals here are climbing related goals. So I want to make the Texas rock climbing team. which is like the team at UT. I tried out this year, and obviously, I mean, I didn't make it. I'd only been climbing for a few months, but I actually wasn't. It was a competitive year, and I wasn't that far off um, to being at, like the bottom of the barrel. So I mean, I want to commit myself to climbing, get a lot better, um, and make the team next year. And second goal was maybe not like there's like A team and B team, kind of like two separate teams. Um, Maybe my goal should be making the main team, the make the competitive. I don't know if that's really the right word to use, but that's what I mean. And so V8, there's like a V grading scale for climbs. The higher the number, the harder it is, basically. But I want to get some V8s under my belt, which means climb some V8s. Yeah, get to the level where I can do that. I'm climbing like V6 and V7 consistently. My level right now is like I get V4, V5. I got some V6s under my belt, and I'd like it to be V6, V7 with some V8s under my belt by the end of the year. Fitness goals. One arm pull up. Um, yeah, right now I'm at like I can rep clean muscle ups, a little bit, just a few reps, and I want to try and get to the level to where I can do a one arm pull up. Right now, that's kind of unimaginable to me right now, but based off what other people have said about how like the path to get there from kind of the point I'm at right now, I feel like it's achievable. And I don't know, I think it's very cool, somewhat applicable to climbing. I need to get finger strength up, but that's not really. I don't have a specific goal for that. Handstand push-up. I've been trying to work on my handstand, do a little calisthenics, getting a stronger core. Um, and I feel like handstand push-up is the natural progression for my push-related goal for fitness. Sub 6 mile. I might sub this out for a marathon because a sub 6 mile is like really hard. A marathon is still hard. Um, but I don't know how focused I will be on running. So this is out of my fitness goals. Least. It's the one I'm least focused on. The least. You get what I'm saying. So I might set this out for run a marathon. So yeah, I just feel like marathon is something that's more achievable for me. The most I've ran is 5 miles, but yeah. Then resolving back pain and a strong lower back. I probably didn't talk about this in my last videos because it was more of a recent development, but throughout the later half of the year, I've had horrible back pain. There's this big flare up, and I've gotten better. I've It was a struggle to try and figure out what works, and I'm still trying to figure out what works and fixing it, um, and building up my lower back. But that's one of my goals, is to resolve that issue, and not have to deal with it really anymore. Maybe there'll be an occasional flare up, but that's kind of that's kind of how it works. And then increased mobility, and I put some kind of impressive leg feet. I don't necessarily need that, but just at least to increase mobility. This kind of leads back to what I was saying about the splits, how that was um, just something that sounded like a good goal as I wanted to increase my mobility, but I didn't I didn't want to make that the same mistake of putting something like that here. Um, so I didn't put anything specific. B1, B2 in Spanish, B1 in Arabic. B1 in Spanish is not on paper is on paper not difficult, but it kind of depends on my circumstances. Um, Arabic, when I finish my this semester of Arabic, I'll probably be like an A2, I think. Um, because it is a difficult language. And it takes more time to understand. At least as an a native English speaker, who the only other language I know is Spanish, or partially. Um, but I might take some Arabic summer classes or self-study. There's a chance I take it next semester as well, but I don't know for sure. So, either way, I'm gonna try to get at least B1 in Arabic. If I do the summer thing, I'm gonna be taking a whole year's worth of Arabic, and so I'd probably be a higher B1 in that case. Um, but yeah, I hope. And these I might actually try to take like a separate um, test to actually test my proficiency and get like an official result. Um, yeah. Spanish, I want to, when whatever time I have that I'm not doing Arabic, whether it has to be next semester or during the summer, I want to build my Spanish back up a bit and get to at least B1, have a similar level in my Spanish and Arabic, and I think that's very achievable. And yeah, academic goals, maintain the 4.0. It's going to be super hard because I haven't made it clear, but this next semester is going to be tough on me. It's going to be like my lock-in stage for the year, I guess. Because I'm gonna have 17 hours, credit hours, uh, and they're all tough classes. So I have 6 credit hours for Arabic, uh, 3 for engineering physics, but then also an engineering physics lab, which is 1 hour, and multivariable calculus for 4 hours, and then chemistry 2, general chemistry 2 for 3 hours. So it's kind of a tough schedule, and I'm also going to be, well, I'll talk about the Dr. Heimbach and Nice thing in a bit, but those are all other things I have going on. So it's gonna be tough, but I'm gonna try to maintain my 4.0. If it's at least like a 3.8, I'm not upset with myself, but the 4.0 would feel good. Um, Accepted into engineering. So right now I'm in a climate system science major. If I believe I said that in my last videos. But I might go into engineering. I'm interested in it, and yeah, chemical engineering, or like electrical engineering are the main ones that I'm interested in going into. I don't know for sure if I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna at least apply this semester, which is because of the prerequisites necessary. That's part of the reason why I'm taking such a difficult semester. This and so loaded of a semester. Um, yeah, and I want to get accepted into that. Um, Even if I don't actually go into it. Uh, though this is partially out of my control because space is a big factor in that. Space in the department, as the UT engineering is very competitive and um, packed. So yeah, work under Dr. Heimbach. So Dr. Heimbach is a research professor at UT Austin that I got into contact with this last December, and because I wanted to work in his lab, get a research position, so I can explore climate science more, especially before I go into engineering. And basically, how our little interview went was he told me I don't know nothing. Um, but he gave me resources to learn the things that I need to learn, which mainly like Python and climate science itself, to be able to actually contribute to the research. Um, and so throughout this next semester, he's going to be meeting with me every other week as I'm self-studying through like this Harvard uh, open courseware online course. Um, and yeah, so he said if I'm really diligent, maybe in the summer, maybe in the fall, I could get into a research position with him. And if I stay in climate science, that's very desirable. Um, if I don't get into climate science, it might still be something that I'm interested in. And this is all about exploration. But if it's not something I'm interested in, then, or if it is something I'm interested in, I also might not be a part of it because I'm gonna be in like electrical or chemical engineering, which are less applicable. But we'll see. So this isn't like this could just change into like research or internship or something, but right now the idea is I'd put the specific goal of working under Dr. Heimbach. Build up NICE. So NICE is this club that I'm actually an executive in now, a secretariat starting up this semester. It stands for Nuclear is Clean Energy, and it's a nuclear energy advocacy group. So I want to be active in that and help build it up. Yeah, pay for school myself, so I want to work in the summer. This next semester is going to be too loaded to work. Um, maybe in the fall I'll work, but at least in the summer I will. And I want to pay for my school. I was gonna say my tuition. My tuition's covered. It's my housing and dining that I pay for. And right now my mom and dad are helping pay for it. They're splitting it, and I want to be able to pay for it myself and not be a financial burden on them, I guess, outside of the summer. Read some good books. I didn't want to put specific goal because I don't know how much time I'll have, but I want to read some good books, at least a similar amount to this year, which was like 10, 12. Explore new hobbies and interests. I had to put that because of the beautiful thing that it created for me by having it last year, which was getting into climbing. My idea is that this will be for the summer, and I'm kind of interested in uh, that hobby being YouTube and creating videos, but my interest might change, and that might be something else. We'll see. I would love to start making videos now, but I know I won't have time during this next semester, so I don't want to commit to something that I can't commit to. Spend more time in nature, that is like something that I feel like I've been lacking this last semester, and it's kind of weighed down on me a bit. And I think that'll be really good stress relief, especially for this next semester, to, to spend some more time in nature. So, go on some hikes and stuff. And then mindfulness, cleanliness, and organization are all three things I want to work on. Um, and yeah, I don't. I've always had like a well, I for most of my life I didn't have a room, but then since I've had a room, I've uh had a dirty one, and a messy one at least, and I'm not very good at cleaning, or organization. So these are all things I want to work on. Mindfulness kind of goes into using Instagram less. I might deactivate my account soon when the semester starts. Meditation and practicing gratitude and awareness. But yeah, I've yapped long enough. These are my goals for next year, and yeah, I'll try my best to update you guys at least by the end of this next semester. Maybe I'll make a video during spring break, which will be in 2.5 months, maybe. So, yeah, bye guys.